Suddenly, Meve's force found itself marching straight towards a Nilfgaardian company. To the Queen's surprise, the invaders did not immediately assume battle formation. They proceeded instead in her very direction without a sign of panic. The man leading the Nilfgaardians was clad in rich robes. He exuded pride and the scent of musk.
I am Aedirn var Vdifir, Your Majesty. I was asked to present your esteemed grace the ultimatum of the forces of the Empire of Nilfgaard.
The envoy cracked the seal on a scroll, unfurled it, took a deep breath, and began to read.
I, General Ardal Ebdahi, demand the immediate and unconditional surrender of Lyria and Rivia. Elsewise, I will burn down every city, town, village, and temple, place all your subjects in chains, and your armed men, defeated and captured, I will hang along the roadsides as a warning to all others in the barbarous north.
As the final threat echoed in Meve's ears, the envoy put away the scroll and stood waiting for her answer, a mocking smile on his face. He allowed himself this insolence, believing the immunity accorded diplomats would shield him from any form of royal ire. As the final threat.
I thank you, sir. A sophisticated missive that proves beyond a doubt Nilfgaard's superiority over the culturally backward north.
Answered the Queen in a voice frostier than Mahakam's snow-capped peaks.
To delay this matter I see no reason, so I give you my response to His Excellency. Go ahead and try, Whoreson.
That said, Meve slapped her mount with her reins and galloped away, leaving the Nilfgaardians in dust. Envoy and escort turned to go whence they came, the Lyrians sending them off with a din of whistles and curses.
Yes, Your Grace?
It's time I...
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf, I am.
Must be an important lesson in this. But what?
Wise choice.
Armor won't say.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Hundred and 102, 103.
Order!
Should have listened to me, old lady.
Yes?
This artist will be reaping black-clad heads.
Excellent Teufel! Elhörter!
Brach! Scheiß! Zwei!
What do you want of me?
One boat's all I need.
Nilfgaard!
Give me a time.
Off to the front yet again.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Yes?
152, 154.
Again and again and again.
Estelat Teufel!
The Commissar will hear.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Retreat!
Brach! Scheiß! In zwei! Then one day, gazing towards the horizon, the Queen spotted Lyrian banners whipping about in the wind.
At long last.
She said with a smile. Meve resolved to speak with the commander, one Baronet Eldar. It was the first time they met, and the youth very much impressed her. Yet instead of questioning Eldar about the foe's troop movements, Reynard took the conversation down a seemingly irrelevant path.
And how's your father, if I may ask? In good health, I hope?
Yes, though he still nurses that bump he suffered while hunting last winter. Yet he's not one to complain. I'll tell him you asked.
Irritated at the trivial nature of the conversation, Meve gave her horse a dose of her reins and cantered off. Once Eldar and his men were safely behind them, she took Reynard aside.
Reynard, this is no time for gossip and pleasantries. We are at war.
Yes, Your Majesty. And in such times, little should be taken at face value. Even a man's name.
Get to the point, Reynard.
Eldar's father died a month past. His son, I venture, should have known as much.
But that means... Oh, the bastard. Impeccable accent, though.
I fear he's rather representative of what we face. Nilfgaardian spies are ever well prepared.
Tell me, how did you know?
He wears no mourning on his armor. Were it not for that, I dare say I might never have guessed. What are your orders, your grace? To observe these Nilfgaardian mummers?
Assemble a force. Tell them to follow our new allies. Observe them closely.
As you wish, your grace.
Reynard's scouts did as ordered, watching the false Lyrians while themselves remaining unseen. Soon after, a scout returned with news that the false Lyrians seemed headed for Rastburg, a castle several leagues to the north.
House, barn, granary, blackclads burnt it all down. Begged 'em, my lady, on hands and knees. They just laughed. We offend their emperor some ways, your majesty. We offend their emperor some ways, your majesty. We offend their emperor some way.
The false Lyrians approached Rastburg Castle. They sought to convince the defenders to open the gate. As their commanders negotiated with the commander on the ramparts, the remaining infiltrators crouched hidden behind a wall, awaiting the signal to rush forth.
Time for Baronet Elder to join his falsely claimed father,
muttered the Queen.
Follow me!
They found us! Säga not to lead!
Tuvin Iglar!
Left, right, left, right.
Alba! My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
If you insist.
Again and again and again.
Enoch Fien! Lyria! Nilfgaard! One bolt's all I need.
Yes.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Quiet! The Commissar will hear.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
I'm coming. Brach! Scheiß! In Trey!
Tell me you jest.
Off to the front yet again.
Oh, Lyrian lummoxes. Aedirn.
Aye.
Gloire en Kazer!
An army's a waste of time for one like me.
One boat. Give me a target.
What the devil is going on?
Beware, my lady. Keep a keen watch. Heard the thunder of hooves from the high road. Cries ferocious in a foreign tongue. Your Majesty, what of Prince Willem? Where is he? Why's he not come to relieve us? We'd had omens, oddities that foretold this war. Blood in the milk, stillborn foals, trees withered of a sudden, and I lost me tooth in a sweet bun. We'd had omens, oddities that
Meve's retinue was riding through a narrow gully when a shrill cry cut the air.
Anwenden in order!
The gully came alive, and soldiers in black armor rushed forth. A cry in turn went up and down Meve's ranks. Ambush!
Defensive formation!
Must be an important lesson in this. But what?
Aye.
101, 102, 103.
I'm a one, sir.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
To thee, Nilfgaard! Lyria!
Commissar will hear.
Oh, Lyrian lummoxes. Yep.
Brach! Scheiß! In! Zwei!
Ah, should have listened to me, old lady.
Off to the front yet again.
Tell me you jest.
Quiet, or the Commissar will hear.
Egreto dum anime est, pes est.
What do you want of me?
My prescription, a bit of bloodletting.
For Rivia!
I want them taken alive! I need answers!
After the skirmish, the Queen's troops brought several Nilfgaardian prisoners before her. Reynard, who had the best command of their mongrel tongue, interrogated. His first question? How many battalions were marching on Dravograd?
Kes Zagdran ep Dravograd ven.
The prisoners whispered feverishly, then one spoke on their behalf. They would answer no questions until the Queen pledged to free them in return. The Lyrian soldiers saw this as arrogance, and said as much.
Conditions they're giving us now? Sons of whores! I say, we find a tree with a strong bough, several...
Ignoring the objections of her retinue, Meve pledged what the soldiers wished. They, in turn, admitted their commander had pushed forward ahead of the army's core force. He now awaited reinforcements that would let him take Dravograd. The prisoners claimed these units would march through the village of Turnifen.
To lay there in ambush. Hold them. They could not join forces.
Reynard whispered, leaning in towards the Queen.
We would gain the advantage for the decisive battle.
Meve had obtained invaluable information, while the prisoners would gain their freedom. Or so it seemed at the time. The Queen listened closely to the prisoners, nodding many times. Then she simply said,
Hang them!
As they were dragged away, the prisoners shouted, protested, cursed the Queen, to exactly no avail. Meve simply could not risk their betraying her position as easily as they'd betrayed their commanders. That day, Meve demonstrated she would show the invaders no mercy. The Lyrians marched off, strengthened in their resolve, prepared to fight to the death.
Blackclads trampled my son, your majesty. They saw him walking along the road. They didn't slow, not one bit. My lady, I've nae much, but I'll gladly give me last coin for the cause. For vengeance. Blackclads think us less nor dogs. Ostrich, they cut him down, took his head. All for not taking his hat off in front of their general. Blackclads think us less nor dogs. Blackclads trampled my son, your majesty. They saw him walking along the road. They didn't slow, not one bit. Blackclads trampled my son, your majesty.
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads.
Ours is not to reason why.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me. There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Left, right, left, right.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Can't take it anymore. One bolt alive.
Use it.
Discipline shall bring us victory!
Meve and company passed by a village evidently pillaged by the Nilfgaardians. From afar they had heard cries, but as they drew near they recognized them not as cries of grief, but as cursing, cries of anger.
Give him a proper walloping, the scoundrel!
Mercy, good folk! I've done nothing wrong!
The villagers stood gathered near the hamlet's center, surrounding an elf, bloodied and cowering. Stones in hand, the peasants threatened and cursed him. The queen demanded an explanation. A ruddy-faced blacksmith stepped forth and spit.
A Nilfgaardian spy the horse and is, your majesty. He's the one brought him here to raise the village. He's got to hang.
The other villagers agreed with the smith. The elf fell at the queen's feet and grovelled.
Have mercy, Renner. Save your loyal subject. They lie! They fault me only as I am an elf.
Whence this certainty of his guilt? Have you any proof?
Asked Meve.
Did anyone see him communing with the foe? Did he hold any coin with a foreign stamp?
The villagers eyed Meve angrily, their hands clenched into fists. Yet none dared utter a word in protest.
Know this. The Blackclads need no reason to pillage our homes. Now stand aside and let this wretch go.
The elf tearfully thanked the queen, then begged her not to leave him behind. Instead, he pleaded vehemently to join her retinue.
Your most noble grace, please, I beg you. As soon as you're gone, the Dwan will hang me from the nearest tree.
So be it,
said the queen after a moment's consideration.
Find the quartermaster. He's to put you to work. And now we march.
The villagers gazed with hatred as the company left the hamlet. When its thatched roof huts disappeared beyond the next bend, Meve breathed a sigh of relief.
I swear it, your majesty. The elf was scheming with the Blackclads. The gods be witnesses. I swear it, your majesty. The elf was scheming with the Blackclads. The gods be witnesses.
Meve's force made its way to the place the prisoners had indicated, a quaint village named Turnifen. And indeed, soon a cloud of dust appeared on the horizon. A large enemy force approached.
We await your order, your grace.
Reynard peered at Meve expectantly. Though her troops were eager to face the invaders in battle, the Queen never gave the signal to attack. Perhaps she did not wish to strain her force before a decisive struggle, or feared she would lose the element of surprise. Yet Meve didn't explain her decisions. Not ever. Not to anyone.
Remember this, Nilfgaardians. You'll not defeat the gods. They fear not your torches. They fear not your swords. Blasphemers, pagans, idolaters who prostrate themselves to the sun. Curse you, sons of Nilfgaard. Mongrels, tear your flesh and gnaw your bones. Blasphemers, pagan,